Hello, fellow Group 11 members. I hope that you are all doing well. My name is Richard, and I'm looking forward to discussing this week's topic with you. So, when I saw the topic on the discussion board, I was a bit overwhelmed at first, so I decided to break it down to help me understand it better. So, just a quick recap, the leucine zipper is an example of a coiled coil. A typical L zipper consists of two alpha helices with L residues in about 7 residue intervals. In biochemistry, mutations often are done to study the effect of changing residues in a protein. Electrostatic reactions are where a positively charged side chain interacts with a negatively charged side chain. So you can see here, K being lysine is the positive side chain, and that's interacting with glutamate, which is E, which is represents the negative side chain. So we're given 2 prompts to tackle, and just like the previous slide, I broke the prompts down as well so that I can tackle it in manageable chunks. So here for prompt 1, we have explain what principles are involved in holding the 2 alpha helices together. Then we need to suggest one possible residue that could replace leucine and maintain the hydrophobic core. And finally, we need to suggest one possible residue that would destabilize the core. Excuse me. So what's holding the 2 alpha helices together? So as you recall from earlier this week, alpha helices are secondary protein structures that can be held together by a multitude of methods, be it disulfide bonds, ionic bonds, hydrogen bonding, and electrostatic interactions. So recall from the description earlier that the leucine zipper is an example of a coiled coil. So what exactly is a coiled coil, you might ask? These coils are typically built by 2 or more alpha helices that wind around each other to form a supercoil. And these coils are formed via the heptad repeat motif, hep coming for meaning 7, so meaning a repeating pattern of 7 amino acids. So as you can see in this picture over here, which is an example of the leucine zipper, there are 7 letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and those refer to the 7 amino acids. So in terms of the leucine zipper, the letter D over here typically represents leucine itself. And the interaction between the 2 leucine molecules as shown here demonstrates hydrophobic interactions. This is important because this will increase the stability of the complex when the hydrophobic amino acids are well protected from the surrounding aqueous media. The G and E letters over here also play a role in holding the alpha helix together in the form of electrostatic interactions. And just like previously where we saw the positive lysine and the negative glutamate interacting, it's those opposing charges between those amino acids that allow them to bond together. So just to recap, it's the hydrophobic interactions between the leucine molecules and the electrostatic interactions between lysine and glutamate that are involved in holding the 2 alpha helices together. And again, this is just an image showing the positive lysine and the negative glutamate interacting with one another. So now we need to suggest one possible residue to replace leucine and maintain the hydrophobic core. I went along with the amino acid isoleucine, which has the 1-letter abbreviation of I. So you can see on the image to the right over here, isoleucine is equally as hydrophobic as leucine. They're actually both very similar amino acids. They have very similar molecular masses of around 113, along with the R groups of each being isomers of each other. If you recall from your organic chemistry class, an isomer means that the molecule has the same formula, but different arrangement. And as you can see here, the R group for leucine and the R group for isoleucine are both isomers of each other. And finally, to end prompt 1, we need to suggest one possible residue that would destabilize the core. So any hydrophilic amino acid should get the job done, whether it's serine, threonine, asparagine, glutamine, aspartate, glutamate, arginine, lysine, or histidine. So I'm going to go with arginine in this example. So up here you can see leucine, and below here you can see the molecule for arginine. So arginine has 3 nitrogen atoms in its side chain, 1, 2, 3, along with it being positively charged, compared to leucine up here, which has 0 nitrogen atoms in its side chain, and it has a neutral charge. So the nitrogen atoms in arginine can form hydrogen bonds with any polar residue in its vicinity. And if you also compare the side chains of leucine and arginine, you can see that arginine is rather bulky compared to leucine. So it's the combination of the polar interactions and the steric hindrance that will make arginine destabilize the core. And finally, let's look at the second prompt. So we are tasked with proposing a different amino acid pair whose side chains could interact in a similar manner to lysine and glutamate. So any combination of side chains consisting of one acidic and one basic amino acid will interact just like K and E. So when we were learning the 20 amino acids again earlier this week, there are 2 acidic amino acids and 3 basic amino acids. The 2 acidic acids being aspartate and glutamate, D and E, and the 3 basic amino acids being arginine, lysine, and histidine, R, K, and H. So I listed all of the possible pairs that I think would work similarly to lysine and glutamate. And since we can only choose one, I went along with aspartate and histidine. Thank you very much.